All right, cool. Hope you're well. Happy Saturday. Been such a great thing to be able to do this with you and be just on it, consistent every single time, right? Just you set your aim and then you just go for it. So, look, I really want to show you what this looks like on the iOS. So, I have the iPad version up and running here. I'm gonna do my best to try and connect an iPhone, but I still want to finish this. And of course, there is a lot going on, so we will do our best to take care of everything. But for sure, here is the iPad version. So let me bring this up here. So remember, we shared this inside of the um, hold on, let me show you this first. We shared this inside of the uh, Files app, and then inside of iCloud, all I did was open the project up inside of GarageBand, and it actually looks like this. It's a two-wave stereo file, and um, you can do various things, add instrumentation if you want to. Let's go ahead and just hear the session and see what it sounds like. Here we go. Hope you can hear that. Okay, so there's the session, and let's say I was traveling by train or on an airplane, and I still want to be able to work on it, right? Well, then you could go into loops, for example, and I'm really not going to try and make anything too musical here, but I just want to kind of give you a sense of what you would do. Instrument, let's just choose a shaker for now. Let's go ahead and preview a couple of these. Um, I actually kind of like that one. So cool. We'll pick that. And let's see, we'll drag that in there. Okay. Let's listen to that. Bring the playhead over to bar one. All right, good. And then there's so much more that you can do. Obviously, let's say I open up the mixer here and I want to pan this to the left a little bit. I can add some compression there, some high end sheen, a little bit of bass. So let me take down the high end. And then I'll just add a little bit of reverb and echo. Let's see what that sounds like. I believe we can up here the monitor. Let's go ahead and solo by hitting the headphones. There we go. All right, so that sounds pretty cool. There's a great feature called remix effects, as you know, if you have 10.5, 10.6 instantiated and uploaded on your system. And basically, it just automatically allows you to perform DJ-like effects. You can do filters, wobbles, repeaters. So let's just try this on the mix as a whole. Okay, and you get the point. All of that can be burned in as well by way of automation, but you have two decks essentially that you're working with, and so on and so forth. There's a myriad of possibilities that you can perform on the road if you have a mobile setup. You don't have to be hindered. Obviously, there are just some workflow constraints. It's not the same engine, if you will, but overall, as a whole, it really is a remarkable product. And so let's say we were happy and set with this, right? So I'm gonna go up here in the top left. I'll hit that. And you can see that now I've saved that under HF Music Academy inside of the iCloud system, right? So then if I take us to, let me just get an empty part of my desktop here. Let's see, right here, for example. And I hit Command T, I go into iCloud. All right, sweet. We go into GarageBand. Well, here it is right here. So let me go ahead and open that. I should probably drag it out of iCloud. Let me see if I still have a chance to do that. I may. So let me just Probably not. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Drag it out here. Oh, what? Oh, it's opening it up in GarageBand? Hmm. So that's weird. I thought it would open up in Logic. Let me abort this because I certainly don't want to open up GarageBand. But let me just check. It couldn't be opened because there's no such file. Oh. Well, I believe this is the workflow. Let me see if I can open this up in Logic. Here I have multiple versions of Logic. Uh, let's see. I believe it's this one. Maybe I'll just hold on. Trying to find. Yeah, let's go to the app because I have a bunch of backups just in case. Sometimes friends need backups and stuff, so I'll just save them. Okay, so this is my current version of Logic. Let me open it with Logic. I believe it should open up a Logic file. Let's see how this goes. So if you double click and just open it as by default, it's just going to open up a GarageBand file. But I believe if you do it this way, it should open up a proper Logic file. It doesn't automatically translate as one would probably expect. Check 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, my sample rate was changing there. Okay, so we're gonna call this from GarageBand, right? All right, and then send that to the desktop. Let's include all of the assets. Save as a folder. All right, let's see if this all right, so this is what happens here, my friends. As you can see, we added the shaker loop, right? We made several changes, and now this is what you're going to get ultimately, a two-wave stereo file. Check, check, check. Check 1, 2. Having a lot of sample rate changes. If that happens again, I'm just going to quit this session. But anyway, this is what it looks like. I just wanted to make sure that we talked about it, we communicated. Let's listen to the final product here. So now you can go back and forth between sessions if you are constantly on the go. And you may be asking, well, how do I import the data that I wrote into this new session, right? Well, if I stop my share here, or let me just, yeah, share my desktop. So let me hit Command W, right? I'll close this up. And yeah, I guess I'll save it. All right, so you can see on my screen, I have the GarageBand version. And I just saved the Logic session, so it converted from GarageBand into this session, which is the Logic Pro session. So on the original, which was this one here, I would just import from here all the data. Let's say you wrote in some loops, I don't know, recorded some percussion, then you would just import. And how do you import? You go to File, Import, Logic Session, just import all the assets. We actually do go over it on this series. And that's pretty much it. So hope that helps when it comes to just how to work with GarageBand. And let's continue on here. You know what? In fact, let me just show you what that looks like. I will have one more sample rate change. All right. All these programs running out at the same time. Very cool. All right. Good. Let's keep it going here. Yeah, you can only imagine that this is going to become much more advanced in the future. The ability to work within sessions. Of course, iPad's only going to get stronger and probably exist as its own entity eventually. But yeah, it's a pretty great workflow. New tracks have been added to this project by GarageBand. Whoa, hold on. So interesting. So really quick, It didn't say this in the user guide or yeah. What's interesting is I opened up the original session. Now you got to remember when I sent this into GarageBand, it converted it into a GarageBand format. And so then when I exported, I thought to create a unique kind of identity. Here, I call this HF Music Academy from GarageBand. Well, somehow, some way, it's being recognized. So let me import. This is pretty rad. Changes were imported successfully. Share to GarageBand for iOS again to edit the project further. Wow. Okay. Let's see what this looks and feels like. So before I do this, I'm going to create a new tempo set. I just want it to be one tempo. There it is. So this is absolutely incredible. I did not know it worked like that. It just automatically recognized it, unless there was something I missed. But you have to remember that I had created an individual session so I could import, right? I was about to tell you, go to File, go to Import, right? Logic Projects, and then you find the project in question. In this case, it was called From GarageBand. I thought that was going to be the natural workflow. This then shows up inside of the browsers here in Logic, and then you would select all the assets, hit the right arrow key, or individually select all the various assets, and then you'd be home free. You would hit add, but we didn't even need all that. This thing already just understood how to kind of make it all work. So let's hit spacebar, just listen to this one last time, and then we will finish off this chapter. Okay, so hold on, issue. Even though it brought it in, it doesn't actually have the data in here. So you still may need to use my method after all. So again, let's go here. Let me go into the desktop, which would be their desktop, and I'll look for HF Music Academy from GarageBand. We'll click on that file. The only thing that I needed to drag in was track number 2. And then again, I'll hit that right arrow key to access all those assets. I will hit add and hopefully, yeah, see, so this made sense in this context. So it could be my operating software. I stay one version behind just for compatibility purposes. So I don't know if it's a Big Sur thing or not, but anyway, try it out and you have a solution either way, my good friends. All right, let's go back to exporting projects. Now this is going to be exporting as an AAF file, advanced authoring format. This is used by other music product applications such as Pro Tools. I imagine Final Cut would probably use this as well. You can use it to import multiple audio tracks inclusive of references to tracks, time position, or volume automation. All right, so basically file, export, project as AAF. Okay, so that's how you would do it. Here's Final Cut Pro. You have the option of choosing the sample rate, the bit depth, file format, dithering. If you're going from 24 to 16, you choose a location, and that is that. So remember, this is going to include all the used regions, all the track and position references, and all volume automation. For Final Cut, it's the same thing. You get the export dialog window, and you want to make sure that you include the video file. Select include video and export. So let's just do that really quick. All right, include video and export right here at the bottom. To export the file as a Final Cut compound clip, you want to make sure you select that as well. And it says here that when you export to Final Cut Pro XML, audio software instrument tracks are bounced to audio files. But MIDI tracks are ignored. Bouncing automatically switches to real-time mode if necessary. Okay, good. What else do we got? Exporting a score. MusicXML is an XML-based music notation file format supported by many notation and music OCR applications and some music production applications. You can freely redistribute the MusicXML DTDs and XSDs used with MusicXML under the MusicXML public license. Okay. Many score writing programs, Finale, Sibelius, MuseScore, and music OCR programs, including SmartScore, FortiScore, You can open and display music XML files, some music sequencer programs, including Cubase, Sonar, Rose Garden, can also open these files. So more or less the same. We go into File, Export, Score as Music XML. I don't have a score on this, so let's see. We can import, we can play it, view it in the score editor. Okay, so you can also import these files as well. Let's see if we can see that under import. Music memo file. No. There it is, music XML file. You can import live loops grids only. So if you have sessions, performances, perhaps, you can do that. AAF files, Final Cut XML files, and other. What is other for? Yeah, not sure. All right. Very good. My good friends, thank you again for another opportunity. If you have any questions for me ever, please hit me up in the comments. I'm also taking questions over at the Apple forum. Want to make sure I help as many people as I can. This program goes deep. I'm more humble than ever after doing this. And I want to make sure that you understand that we're not going to be covering surround because, number one, while the last chapter was rather painful for me in terms of having to do it, I had a very rudimentary understanding of quarter notes. I had taken a couple classes for score notation, so I had a very basic system that I could and working knowledge that I could work off of. Whereas with surround sound, I've never done it. I've never even been in a vicinity where they do surround sound. And so I simply just will not do it justice. And so we're deciding to not partake in that. But with the score editor, again, it was more about encouraging people not to be afraid of it. And I had never opened it or even worked with it. But because I had some knowledge and I had some experience with notation, I figured I can figure it out. So very cool. If you have any questions, hit us up at support@hfmusicacademy.com. We're getting pretty close to the end here. This is pretty amazing. Let's see. The next time I see you guys, we are going to be covering probably the environment, I would imagine. So this is all the stuff that we have covered thus far. Quite profound and amazing. It's almost unreal in a way. The live loops chapter was amazing. Same with the step sequencer. You want to check that out. So let's see. We find ourselves now working in the environment. So that's next for us. After that, we go into video and synchronization. We're going to cover the preferences, project settings, key commands at length, using the touch bar. Even though I don't have a touch bar, I actually have a workaround for this. So stay tuned. Last thing we will cover, control surfaces and hardware controllers. So we are turning a corner here, making a ton of progress. If you're liking the content, if you're appreciating what we're doing here for our community, please hit us up. Go ahead and share the information so that other people can benefit. Thank you so much for any and all super chats. Thank you for just all the love. Again, we keep seeing everything grow, and we keep providing just as much content as humanly possible. So I got a lot of good news to share. So stay tuned. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep learning. Let's keep growing. And let's keep our frequency high. I'll see you guys later.